Good evening, Business Roundup viewers. We are grateful that you have tuned in once again to catch up with the latest and the most trending business stories within Uganda and beyond. I'm your host, Dennis Igoa. Let's have the highlights. Uganda Railways Corporation launches a 5-year strategic plan focusing on revival of the rail transport sector. NSSF signs an MOU with the Interswitch aimed at accelerating voluntary savings. Bank of Uganda has maintained the central bank rate of the month of November at 9.75%. And from across our borders, Malawi announces an immediate export ban on key minerals, including sapphires, rubies, coal, and uranium. Keep it locked. It's time for business. Uganda Railways Corporation has launched a 5-year strategic plan worth Uganda shillings 1.7 trillion aimed at enhancing operational efficiency, diversifying revenue sources, and attracting private sector investment. Let's have a look. Uganda Railways Corporation strategic plan for the financial year 2025-2026 to 2029-2030 is driven by the urgent need to revitalize and modernize Uganda's railway infrastructure to support national development and regional integration. It outlines clear strategic objectives, investment priorities, and institutional reforms.
A challenge of the depredation of railway transport infrastructure, growing potential for commuter passenger services, topic for discussion this morning, limited integration of railway systems, limited funding, limited human resource capacity, weaknesses in data management, and also weaknesses in the results reporting framework.
The board is fully committed to ensuring that this plan is not just a document, but a living framework that guides every decision, investment, and operation of the corporation. We shall continue to uphold strong corporate governance principles, performance monitoring, and prudent resource management.
At the launch event, the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumbo Amala, and the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Works, Wasu Abagea, underscored the importance of investing in railway transport, citing some of the challenges URC is currently grappling with.
I want the URC to be a commercial entity, generating its own revenue, deciding its own priorities, doing investments beyond just the rail and the wagons. That's what I want to see. As you have said, you have a redundant land. Some of it, you'll never use it for running a rail there. Why can't we think out of the box on how to use that land and becomes commercially viable?
Alongside the strategic plan, Uganda Railways Corporation also unveiled a 5-year revenue mobilization strategy geared towards mobilizing resources that will facilitate the implementation of the 1.7 trillion shillings strategic plan.
One of the areas we're looking at, financial sustainability, is to have what is called a railway development levy. This one has worked in Tanzania, this one has worked in Kenya. How does it work? You charge about $1.5 per ton on cargo coming into Uganda. That cargo is charged. And then it is put into a consolidated account, managed by Ministry of Finance, managed by Ministry of Works, managed by Uganda Railways Corporation. It's a little amount of money, but cumulatively, it has done wonders.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Works and Transport, URC, and other stakeholders have been taken through the presentation by the consultant for the feasibility study of the meter gauge railway, passenger railway operation of the Chengera Bujuko and Kampala Mukono section.
The expansion, stroke improvement of passenger train services in Kampala fits well in the 5-year strategic plan to fully focus on achieving all the objectives of the planned passenger service.
It's widely acknowledged that a country that builds and modernizes its railways builds the future, connecting opportunities and prosperity. Dennis Igoa for UBC. In another development, the National Social Security Fund signed a memorandum of understanding with Interswitch Uganda, a digital savings and e-commerce platform, in a move aimed to extend social security services to more Ugandans through digital financial agents. Let's have a look.
This initiative by NSSF and Interswitch Uganda is designed not only to extend social security services, but also to empower Ugandans with greater access to savings and investment opportunities.
Through this collaboration, the fund has extended its services to 22,000 quick teller agents spread across the country. This means that Ugandans can now access our services at an additional 22,000 locations countrywide, especially for those who still want the human touch. One can now enroll on Smart Life Flexi, make contributions conveniently, securely, and seamlessly with their nearest quick teller agent.
The collaboration is expected to enable NSSF on board over 100,000 new voluntary savers annually, while also allowing companies to make mandatory contributions through quick teller agents, thereby simplifying enrollments and payments through a trusted digital platform.
Together we are addressing a critical national need because we all know how much savings is important. The informal sector has traditionally lacked structured and incentivized mechanisms for saving. With Smart Life, workers can now save as little as 5,000 shillings per day. And with Quick Teller's wide-reaching agent network, they can now conveniently make deposits from anywhere in the country.
Most of our people are not in urban centers, they're in rural centers, where basically InterSwitch is. So the bridge between urban and rural, the bridge between suburb and urban, this is what we expect this to happen with time, so that eventually everybody in Uganda has an opportunity and a chance. So nobody can use an excuse that I can't save because, well, I don't know where NSSF is, when it's right next door. So we're kind of removing the excuse that sometimes people have, that I can't save because I can't find it.
The partnership aligns with the fund's strategic plan to expand social security coverage across both the formal and informal sectors, with the goal of growing its membership to 15 million people, representing 50% of Uganda's workforce by 2035. Charlotte Amuge for UBC.
Still in the fintech space, Ugandan fintech innovator Tisini has entered a strategic partnership with global payments infrastructure provider Sphere Labs, aimed at transforming how credit and investment opportunities are accessed across Africa.
We have sustainability at the core.
The partnership unveiled during the just concluded All Africa Pension Summit was formalized by Tisini Chief Executive Officer David Ofungi and Sphere Labs Vice President for Global Strategy Mohit Balodkar.
They have the expertise, the regulatory engagement, the build trails, but also what we have is market knowledge. We know we're consumers of these products. I use mobile money and digital banking all the time. So the partnership means their rails, our domain expertise, partnerships, and knowing what the problem is in terms of credit and investment is where this marriage comes from.
For us, again, the mission is about driving financial access and equity first and setting what the future of these payment rails could look like. And we hope with Tisini's partnership, we'll come here and eventually get the appropriate licensing and rails to be a strong player in this space and support folks like MTN and M-Pesa as well.
Through this collaboration, Tisini will leverage Sphere's advanced payment and tokenization systems to scale AI-powered credit delivery and tokenized investment products. Using behavioral and pension contribution data, Tisini aims to unlock credit access for over 400 million underbanked Africans, tapping into an estimated $2 trillion private credit potential.
We're having discussions with pension funds across the continent because our solution makes them extend coverage, but also gives them intelligence on investable assets, which means not just institutions, but if you know someone, the diaspora, our friends and relatives out in the diaspora who want to make investments, we'll find a platform that allows them to get a piece of good credit or anything that else that's tokenized.
Sphere Labs, on its part, will provide the backbone through its SpherePay system for compliant cross-border payments and SphereNet, a blockchain network for secure, regulated, tokenized assets.
The natural symbiosis that comes from what David is talking about is that once you have this credit level data, what you really need is to be able to verify counterparty, to be able to say that a counterparty exists, that they have X level of spending history, X level of assets, and that's where blockchain, which is a digital ledger of truth, which is what Sphere is based on, can instantly verify those counterparties, and that's where the interaction comes to play.
currently operating within the NSSF Innovation Sandbox, serving over 2.1 million contributors. Tisini plans to expand to Kenya, Zambia and Ghana by 2026. Dennis Igoa for UBC. On money matters, Bank of Uganda has maintained the central bank rate for the month of November at 9.75%. The move, according to Michael Ating-Igo, the Governor Bank of Uganda, reflects confidence in the improving domestic economic environment while remaining vigilant to persistent risks in the global economy.
This decision underscores the central bank's commitment to safeguard price stability and contain inflation while supporting sustainable economic growth, says Michael Ating-Igo, the central bank's governor.
The CBR band remains at +/- 2 percentage points, with the rate discount and the bank rates set at 3 and 4 percentage points above the CBR respectively, resulting in a rate discount rate of 12.75% and a bank rate of 13.75%. The MPC considers the current CBR level appropriate for maintaining inflation around the medium-term target of 5%, while supporting economic growth and socio-economic transformation.
The governor updated the nation on the current state of the economy, inflation indicators, and the evolving domestic and global risk environment.
Inflation has remained subdued, supported by prudent monetary policy, a stronger exchange rate, and favorable energy prices. Over the past 12 months, annual headline inflation averaged 3.6%, while core inflation averaged 3.9%, both remaining below the medium-term target of 5%.
Uganda's GDP growth reached 6.3% in the financial year 2024-25, up from 6.1% in the previous year. This upward trend is expected to continue. This will be driven by capital inflows related to oil sector developments, favorable weather conditions, and easing global monetary conditions that could lower imported inflation.
The economy is projected to expand by between 6.5 and 7% in the financial year 2025/2026, rising to an average of around 8% in the medium term.
Growth will be further supported by the ongoing implementation of the tenfold growth strategy, which is unlocking opportunities in agriculture, infrastructure, and extractive industries. Charlotte Amoge for UBC.
To the insurance sector players are innovating in order to satisfy the changing needs and preferences of their customers. Excel Insurance Company, in partnership with Service Corps, have unveiled the Excel WhatsApp Bot, a digital innovation designed to make insurance services faster, simpler, and more accessible for Ugandans. With this new digital service, customers can now purchase insurance directly via WhatsApp, pay instantly through mobile money, and receive their insurance documentation immediately with no paperwork, no queues, and with access to full customer support.
The reason for the digital stickers is majorly to see that we remove the problem we've had of fake stickers, and all the government agencies are appreciating this, including police. So whereas the law is there that you need to display, we feel that with digital stickers, you are more safer than having it, because you may display actually a fake sticker, and at the end of the day, when there is a loss, your claim is not paid. So all the agencies, government agencies, are in agreement that this is the way forward.
This initiative underscores the insurance sector's growing commitment to improving digital services for greater customer convenience. The initial rollout focuses on motor third-party insurance, with plans to expand to other insurance products in the near future.
So we are able now to provide a solution where you are able to buy motor third-party from WhatsApp. Imagine a situation when you are in traffic on your way home and you find that there is a checkpoint say for motor third party, and you're possibly 7 or 8 cars away, this solution will give you a chance to check and say, do I have a valid third party sticker? If you have, you are safe. If you don't have, you will be able to purchase motor third party such that by the time you reach the police, you will have a valid sticker.
If your vehicle has not been updated, if it is that vehicle that is not yet updated in the motor vehicle database, this system will not see you, so you won't be able to pay for motor third. But it's very, very important that you validate your vehicle, make sure it's up to date, it's roadworthy, it's supposed to be in the database. That's when you are able to be picked, because we validate against the updated database of the motor vehicle.
By simplifying access to essential services, the XL WhatsApp bot bridges the gap between technology and protection, empowering motorists to get insured anywhere, anytime. The innovation demonstrates how fintech can drive digital access to insurance while embracing convenience, efficiency, and trust among Ugandan customers. A National Workers' Compensation Conference in Kampala focused attention on key gaps in Uganda's legal and policy framework for addressing occupational injuries and compensation. The gathering spotlighted the need for an amended Workers' Act and comprehensive systems for guaranteeing timely, fair compensation after workplace accidents. Mark Wadulo has the details.
Conference discussions centered on the proposed amendment to explicitly provide for compensation and improve processes for claims after job-related injuries.
The first employer is actually the government of Uganda, and that is me, Commissioner Alex, and the rest of the people in this room. One thing we forget is that we can get claims as government employees under the Workers' Compensation Act. We had an example of a chief magistrate who went for locus to visit a land dispute, and he was almost killed by the parties. He now retired. But he filed a case because at first he wrote and they didn't consider that he should be entitled. Later he filed a case, they settled and they paid the treatment has continued even up to now. That is the same issue.
One National Labour Survey revealed that nearly 900,000 workers suffered work-related accidents in a 9-month period. Of these, almost 300,000 endured severe injuries. The experts emphasized that as economic growth...
You are on the bus driving because you have a smartphone, you want to start texting using WhatsApp. And the Occupational Safety and Health Act provides the duty of every worker to take care of himself or herself while at work. So we may need to look at, there is that angle.
The goal is a legal framework where accidents are minimized, but when they occur, recovery and compensation should be prompt, just and transparent. Wadulo Arnold, Mark, UBC News in Kampala.
That was his statement.
From across our borders, Malawi recently announced an immediate export ban on key minerals, including sapphires, rubies, coal, and uranium. The move aims to promote local processing and retain more value within the country. Let's have a look.
While Malawi may have a largely developing mining sector, it still extracts important mineral resources, including sapphires, rubies, and other gemstones. Now, though, an immediate export ban has been placed on those, along with other rare earth elements, including rutile, coal, and uranium. The ban was made by the country's President Peter Mutharika and aims to create a platform for value addition of the resources, which can boost economic growth.
The value addition, the processing right here, there are a lot of other benefits apart from employment and whatever. The owners of the resources, they are doing something that they should have done maybe 15, 20, 30 years ago. because we need to take control, we need to take charge of our own resources.
The policy targets key deposits like the Kasia rutile site in Lilongwe and the Kankankunde rare earth site in Balaka, which include graphite, bauxite and gemstones. Like many other African countries, local beneficiation is seen as an untapped economic contributor, which should be exploited for the benefit of the country. The purpose of the ban is designed to promote local industrialization, create jobs, and ensure Malawi benefits from its natural resources by processing it domestically.
On the part of large-scale miners, I think the export ban is important. It is important because Malawi needs to safeguard its mineral resources.
For now, some exemptions have been made, and the ban does not apply to natural resources that have already gone through processing or value addition within the country. Travis Andrews, CGTN.
Police needs my name, my banker needs my name, NIRA needs my name, my passport people need my name, permit need my name, I need my name as well to send to a school. Where is that sitting? Can government support? Many times I'm asked, can you bring a tax compliance certificate? Do you have to ask that from me? URA, I'm going to pick it from URA and then send it to URSB and then send it to a contract of a government? Really, government should simply say, these people have bidded, URA give me their tax compliance. Don't put that cost on me, because now I'm going to go to a tax authority, a consultant, and then they will come to URA to pick my own data. URA will give it them, they stamp it, and they charge me 2 million. That process becomes very expensive. But you yourself, I just have to bid. If you're a government procurement agency, you should link up with URA. What's the tax compliance of this guy? You can link up to my banker. Have I defaulted anywhere? Am I about to default? Then you make a very good decision. But now, because of this lack of interagency coordination, everybody is sitting on their data. If you want my data, you buy it. This is a government agency buying from a government. For heaven's sake, how do you move business performance?
In our Sounds of Business today, we take you to the central processing facility at the Kingfisher oil field on the shores of Lake Albert. As we sign out tonight, we have a message to the online retailers. Vet your suppliers or else you lose your customers or potential customers. I had a personal experience recently when I ordered a product which I thought was genuine only to receive a counterfeit. Otherwise, thank you for being part of the show. Let's catch up same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.